in the Trivandrum city.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am, for talking to us on the broadcast. With that, we are turning our attention now towards some other news. Former India cricketer Madan Lal has accused Pakistan of instigating Bangladesh into considering a boycott of the 2026 T20 World Cup, calling it foolish and self-damaging decision by the Bangladesh Cricket Board. He said that host nation India would not lose anything if Bangladesh pulls out, but warned that Bangladesh stands to lose heavily, particularly in terms of revenue, exposure and long-term cricketing growth. The BCB held a meeting on Thursday and reaffirmed its decision not to travel to India, describing it as an injustice by the International Cricket Council for refusing to shift Bangladesh's matches to a neutral venue such as Sri Lanka. The ICC has countered that there is insufficient time to make such large logistical changes, with the tournament starting on February 7th, and has also dismissed claims that India poses a security risk to the Bangladesh cricket team. Joining us on the phone line is Shekhar Vijayan, sports commentator. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the broadcast. We appreciate your time. So, when we are looking at this controversy, it's evolved into such a big issue. Now Bangladesh has pulled out of the World Cup, and we are seeing Madan Lal, who is saying that obviously it is a bigger loss for Bangladesh because it's losing exposure, it's losing the cricketing experience that it will get, and it's also losing a lot of revenue. In the end, the claims that they had been making are not backed by proof, and this might have just been instigated by Pakistan, sir.
Absolutely. I think, like I've mentioned earlier, I think this looks like an item from the Pakistan toolkit. The second thing is Bangladesh, instead of focusing on the plight of the Hindus in Bangladesh, the kind of atrocities that have been committed on them, some of them have been burnt alive. Instead of taking care of that, instead of making sure things like this don't happen again, they are focusing on things other than that. They just want to go ahead and embarrass India. They want to, put India on the world stage. But they don't understand and realize that the World Cup is not about Bangladesh, India, or Sri Lanka, or even Pakistan. It's about 12 nations which come together. And, at the end of the day, ICC is the one which takes the decision. And ICC has taken the right decision by telling Bangladesh that they need to play the matches. That's the match they're playing in the safest country in the world, which is India. India is the largest and the oldest and the longest democracy in the world. And every country finds India safe. And if Bangladesh comes and suddenly says that it doesn't find India safe, there is obviously there is a big problem. They're making a mountain out of a molehill, and they have obviously been instigated by somebody else, which, as we know, is Pakistan now. The second thing is Bangladesh should also realize this World Cup is not about mixing politics and religion and cricket. It's about cricket. It's about sports always. If they want to do this, if they want to, go ahead and make an issue out of something, they could have done this separately, or they could have spoken to India about this. But here, they're doing this purposely because they want to embarrass India, which is certainly not us. The third thing is, with the tournament a few weeks away, starting on February 7th, it is just not easy in India to change the tournament midway, to change the venue, to change logistically. It's just not so simple enough. And it's something which requires a lot of planning in advance. It requires a lot of changes across broadcasters, across teams, and how they need to do it. And finally, for the Bangladesh team, even the captain has gone ahead and said that they have not had enough match practice so far. The Bangladesh team is not very clear whether they are playing or not playing. At the end of the day, the players themselves are not very confident whether they will play or not play. And it's purely because of the way the Bangladesh board is managing the entire event, which is at the end of this entire situation between Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India, the credibility of Bangladesh and Pakistan has gone down several notches. Pakistan had never any credibility anyway, but Bangladesh has lost all credibility, atmosphere, they get the right ecosystem to play, and the World Cup was a great opportunity for them. They have lost that completely because of what they have done now. Now they are in a situation where they will not play the tournament, or if they play the tournament, they will be playing under and against a lot of pressure. The players have to really play well. And so it's very important for Bangladesh to really smell the coffee and to understand that you are dealing with a country like India, which is a huge country in terms of financial muscle, in terms of sports muscle, in terms of infrastructural muscle, and in terms of development. The fact that in India and Sri Lanka the World Cup is being organized speaks for itself. This is not the first time India is organizing an event like this. India has organized multiple events of this nature in the past. So it was very wrong on the part of Bangladesh, which was instigated by Pakistan, to go ahead and try to belittle India at the world stage. What has happened, as we say in Hindi, is apne pair pe khud kulari maar diya. And that's what they have done to themselves. They are themselves to blame, and I think they need to focus on cricket and nothing else.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the broadcast with that valuable perspective. With that, we are shifting